Verzuz was so powerful. It ate like nothing survived it. I don't think anything could have dropped on Friday, and people would have still been talking about what Gucci. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah,
we got to talk about this shit. This was the greatest. This was the greatest.
I want to know how come I didn't hear like no banjos and tambourines and people singing Kumbaya and YMCA in the background and shit, man.
So,
because everything was supposed to be all gravy, right?
Yeah.
As soon as they
round one, nigga.
As soon as them niggas walked in the room, I was like, man, they gonna have to cut the feed soon. I'm like, this shit not gonna end.
They went straight to it, bro. There wasn't no talking. Bitch, the little chick, Stacey Abrams came up, whatever. She said what she said. Shout out to her.
You see how they didn't. I don't think they knew that she was gonna be up there.
They didn't.
They didn't give a fuck.
It really didn't care. It probably really didn't give a fuck. Like,
nah, they didn't care, yeah. They ain't care.
Nigga Gucci said, you wipe my record clean?
Yep. Because if not, I don't give a fuck
what you saying right now.
You don't fuck about what you saying. You know how rich I am, nigga.
Nigga said, cause if not.
No.
My outfit costs $10,000.
Outfit 10 bands
Why do I give a fuck about voting right now?
I want to say before we start this, I don't remember if this was Barz and Shotz or another podcast that me and Jarrell was on together. Because I only remember Jarrell laughing at me
about
when we brought up the best moments in hip hop. And on my list was when Nas and Jeezy got on stage together. And I just remember Jarrell. look. Jarrell laughing at me.
Hold on.
That's a moment.
It was the very first podcast I was on, yeah. It was the Podcast Brothers. This was like over 3 years ago. And the question was, what was one of Nas's best musical accomplishments?
Or I thought it was like a moment in hip hop that we.
No. It was
Nas' best musical accomplishment.
It was like either his birthday or something. It was about Nas specifically.
Okay.
And instead of like a song or something, like me and your brother picked like songs. You picked like him piecing it up with Jay-Z on stage. Like that was his biggest accomplishment in music. That was his biggest accomplishment. That's crazy to me.
I don't remember the
piecing it up with a nigga. Not anything that he actually accomplished. But he didn't say either. He said him piecing it up with the nigga he was beefing with.
Personally, I don't remember the question. I just remember being
laughed at.
And I'm keeping the same energy.
It was your question too. That's
that this Jeezy and Gucci is like probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in music. Even if it was rehearsed practice, the way it came out on Picture.
Bro, you said it. This one wasn't produced, bro.
It wasn't produced. It wasn't. No. But they did have a brief moment where Jeezy said, we talked on the phone and I told you I got to get my shit off.
Yeah.
And I think that what happened was, what Jeezy understood was, sometimes you got to let somebody get their shit off. Y'all ever vented to somebody you had an issue with, and then once you let it out, it's over?
Jeezy spoke about it on the Breakfast Club in his little interviews after that shit, yo. He definitely talked about that. They asked him, like, did you ever put yourself in his position to think about what he thinking about, how he feeling? And he said for a split second while he was going through the shit, he did. You know what I mean? So that's why he took the opportunity and said what he said after he talked about his homie and shit. You know what I mean? He said for a split second, he thought about, like, bitch, how he might have felt that the whole situation. You know what I mean?
And plus, it's like, Gucci finally gets a chance to say what he want to say to Jeezy to his face.
Right.
And I think sometimes once you get it off your chest, it's like, I'm free.
I think he definitely used his opportunity to go hard on niggas, though. Like,
it was a gamble, but I think y'all can see once Gucci got all his diss records out, it was no more Fuck Jeezy songs that was on his playlist. That is, I'm pretty sure he got a bunch more.
Like I said, that was like half of the shit he played.
I know, but
and they was all over the place.
Word.
Word. It was all bunch of Fuck Jeezy.
But he didn't play none after Jeezy was just like, as us being two men.
It was almost over then though, for
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And guess what? That song he dissed Hove on the song, bro, that he played. 745. Yeah, he dissed Hove on that song.
But you're right, that's what I'm saying. He let him get his shit off the whole time.
Yeah, he let him get his shit off. Yeah, he ain't play Stay Strapped.
But by then, though, it was only like 3 more songs left. Like, the shit was over. He was banging on that nigga for like an hour and a half. What are you talking about?
With classics, bro. With his whole first album, bro. That was crazy.
To me, I think the shit was way too uncomfortable, and they should never do no shit like that again. Ever. It's over. Don't do that again.
But did it work? Do you
I don't know what work mean. What does work mean?
So did their mission, did Jeezy's mission get accomplished? Like, you know, settling this shit.
Jeezy had a personal mission because just like his music, when your music turns positive, Jeezy did it because he said situations that happen with like King Von and, you know, MO3 and all of that.
Yeah.
But the kids only respond to the negative. Seeing Gucci and Jeezy piece it up will change the streets not one bit. The streets is not going to go, well, if Jeezy and Gucci can piece it up, so can us.
Yeah,
no,
I respected it though.
The streets only respond to negative energy.
Now you're right.
I could don't pop off.
I could dig that.
That's why maybe that's part of the reason I didn't like it, because the energy in the room was so off. And I
was looking at the young boys in the corner with
Gucci.
Gucci.
What I'm saying. Gucci had like 30 niggas in the background off camera that I saw like 3 times. I saw them niggas.
If you actually go and watch different angles of the footage, Jeezy had people partying.
Yeah, it was chilling. Yeah.
Niggas weren't partying on Jeezy.
It was not dancing on
Gucci. Lined up. Them niggas
That's what
ready.
I'm saying, man. Like, shit was not all gravy on the Gucci side, man.
It wasn't, bro. You could tell he felt some. He came out the gate swinging, bro. He ain't lead up to it, bro. Let's came out the gate. First song. They didn't flip in the middle or nothing, bro. Now they flip after 10 songs and then the next person go first and shit. They ain't do none of that.
None of that shit.
For one, though, I think that was because they were so late. Remember, this is produced like after 10:30. I think it's like a hard out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you noticed, ever since they did the Apple shit, like it cut off like at 10:30. So
10:30 seems to be that. Yeah.
So they was already an hour late.
Yeah.
So after being an hour late, remember all the other ones had like intermissions. They flipped. Like this one couldn't do that. That's why they was going so fast. They couldn't talk between the songs. Nothing. Like they couldn't do that. They was already an hour late.
Oh, they definitely was talking between them songs.
I'm talking about, you know how niggas was
what you mean.
Telling whole 5-minute stories and shit. That shit wouldn't have happened anyway. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen anyway, but they couldn't just chill. That's why they was a whole hour late, yo. That never happened before.
To the listeners, I do not have the list of songs. We're not going to go song for song. We don't got time for that. What we are going to do.
It really don't matter because he smacked Jeezy songs was killing a lot of Gucci shit, bro.
I don't think that's the point though.
The verses, the music was never the point, bro.
Yeah. The music was never the point. Everybody knows who the bigger artist is. The music was never the point. That's why I did not like it. I was like, you niggas just want to see a fucking train wreck. That's all.
First off, this nigga came out first off. I want to paint the scene for those that did not watch it. I just want to paint the scene of a nigga Jeezy sitting on his side. And the first song is a diss record towards you. I think the one Jeezy handled it right. He stayed calm, but it was still like funny to look at. Like, yo, this nigga's dissing you, and you right there.
Bruh, he didn't look at Gucci until around like 9:47.
Gucci didn't sit down the whole night, bro.
And Gucci didn't sit down until he probably went home.
Yeah.
He never touched the throne.
Fam.
He had 2 thrones sitting there. That shit was empty the whole night.
That look at my opponent bar. You can say Jeezy won 18-2 because I think Gucci won the first 2 off the top. And you can say that Jeezy didn't win on the run.
I gotta see that list again. Oh, nah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Hell no.
Wait.
I'm about to pull that list up.
Gucci? I mean, Jeezy. How many rounds?
I had Jeezy.
Gucci got like 5 rounds though. He got like 5 rounds.
I had Jeezy mopping this nigga, but don't get me wrong. It's just that the songs that he was playing was dissing him, so they hit hard. But they were not better songs than the shit that Jeezy was playing.
They weren't better records, but we're talking
they just weren't better records.
We're talking about for the first time where, I wish Jay was here because we've been calling it a showcase. This wasn't a showcase.
This was not a showcase.
This has been what we thought Verzuz would actually be. We just don't have artists with that type of energy. This is why I don't think this can be duplicated, right? But when you come out swinging like that, it's not about the best song to me. It's about you just got the tone, you got everybody's attention, and
let's get it. Yeah,
like so when Gucci came out swinging like that, and honestly, I don't know Gucci's catalog, but I really think he was rapping for his own 6 niggas, man. I just think he was rapping for his circle. He worldwide.
He was rapping for
Gucci
his 6
got
niggas,
fans, bro.
No,
he got mad fans. It's some people that think Gucci won this shit, yo.
That's what I'm saying. He was rapping for his East Atlanta fans and the people that love him. I don't
Gucci got worldwide fans, bro. Like, bitch, he ain't
not more than Jeezy.
I'm not more than Jeezy. But like, man, we ain't gonna act like Gucci ain't got songs with Drake that's fire, bro. Ain't being played all over the world and shit. Like,
okay, well, did he win that round? He played the Drake record?
He might have. It depends on. I'm looking at it now to see what Gucci played. What Jeezy played.
Jeezy played something that killed that shit too.
Nah, he definitely didn't win. He played Hove. Him and Hove go crazy.
Yeah, he go crazy. I was like, yeah.
But that's not diminishing, bitch. That what that Gucci record did though. That shit was fire. Like,
I'm saying Atlanta won. I'm saying hip hop won.
Atlanta definitely won.
I'm not going off the Gucci or the Jeezy won 15-5 or 18-2. I'm not going off that. I don't care.
I know.
I think that Jeezy played dope records, but Gucci, man, was the most entertaining.
Yes, hands down.
Opponent I've ever seen in any other fashion of battling.
Let me think.
This. Look at my opponent. I got $5 million in Jordan.
Know why? Because he might have been the only person that did the verses that actually hated his opponent.
And you got to look at it too, man.
Like, think about it. Like, none of the people that in the verses was really, they didn't have beef like them two niggas, yo.
But think about it like this, though. You still have to have his personality. Now, you might have been like somebody who just wants to sit there and let the music do the talking. You still got to have Gucci's charisma. Like, you still got to have the audacity to do it to somebody's face.
Right. This was different, though. But see, this is different. You know what I mean? This is different. Like, them niggas knew each other before the music type shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This Gucci is way more personal than all the other ones were.
Gucci's career felt he said it like, bitch, he like in a couple interviews, he not where he was supposed to be. Like, people might think where he want to be at, but he not. Ever since the So Icy shit fell apart, like, Gucci career didn't go the way it should have in his eyes. Like, this was his shining moment right now. This was his crowning moment.
And because of his opponent, the one that somebody that he really, really fucking hated. Right.
So
if it was Gucci against like Yo Gotti, it wouldn't have been different. It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same at all.
He got records for Yo Gotti. But at one time, Gucci said, "Fuck Tip, Jeezy, and Yo Gotti." He's got.
I don't think the same. It's not the same with Jeezy though, man. He hate that nigga.
I think
it's not the same compared to the other people.
I think Gucci definitely. This is one of his shining moments in his career. You know what I mean?
It's one of the biggest moments in hip hop. Period. It outshines.
So
our greats can't do this.
So, you know what I mean? I felt like this is his moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is his moment, bro.
You think this is one of the greatest moments of hip hop history?
Well, you got to put it in that talks because
I didn't get that vibe.
What Verzuz means to hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? This was a moment. You know what I mean?
Because look at
1.6 on fucking Instagram, bro.
Look at who we are as a culture in New York. Okay. We're too prideful to come together. Like, only thing we got is Ja Rule and 50 as a moment, but they won't do it because 50 he don't have that Jeezy in him to say, listen, well, Ja Rule would be Jeezy because Ja Rule wants to squash it and move past it. 50 would be the Gucci. Mm-hmm. But Gucci only accepted it because, like he said during the verses, was, if I'm going to do this shit, it got to be some street shit. Gucci did what we said 50 should do to Ja Rule. And that's play.
Yep.
I smell pussy.
Yeah, from the rip. That's what Jarrell said. Yep.
Yeah, but I understand what y'all saying when it comes to New York, but that's assuming that I don't think this is what Verzuz is for.
It's not for that.
I don't think this is not what, like, what happened with Gucci and Jeezy. This is not what this is for, yo. That's why I felt uncomfortable.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
This is not to solve beefs.
But why not?
This is to showcase.
But why not? But if you can use that to solve a beef that's been lingering around for 15 years, why the fuck not?
You can.
That's good for everybody. It's good for everybody.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's not the focal point of
it. Won't happen again. Like you said, this shit will never happen again.
It won't happen again. Like it shouldn't happen again.
This should have never happened again
because the next guy up is Curtis, and he just don't want to do it. It can happen again.
Nah, I'm pretty sure some other people have beefs too, but it don't have to be them two in order for it to work.
I feel what you're saying.
I don't know, but
the energy that around the whole shit was not what
at
Verzuz
the end of their verses. I don't know if y'all heard it, but I heard Jeezy say Nas and Jay-Z something. That is not going to match the energy of them.
They don't have beef.
It's over. Like beef been over.
I know, but
Jeezy and the type of beef they had was not the same type of beef that Jeezy and Gucci had.
They had like
niggas died in their beef. That's why I was saying the shit is different than everybody else.
I think the miscommunication in this, we don't have to have beef like them because it's one of a kind. I'm saying, like, for example, I was listening to French Montana's album, right? And I noticed that Jim Jones is on the first record. Mm-hmm. That's huge. Like, if they did a versus first, it wouldn't be as big as Jeezy and Gucci. But there's some beefs in music that verses could pretend to bring people together, even though on the phone people have had conversations already or people have worked to it. But you could have had Jim and French. There's history. You could have had, you know what I'm saying?
Wayne. All that whack shit, man.
I get it. They're not as big as them. I get it. But you could have
talking about how big they are. Just the music. Nobody wants to hear that.
I'm just saying.
Nobody's here for that.
There's scenarios out there. You could have had Wayne and Young Thug. There's things to where people can come together and be like, okay, listen.
I see what you're saying, and that's why I asked, will this be a springboard for new beefs? And I asked that question in the group like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think this is what Swiss and Tim wanted this shit to be.
If it works, probably not. But if it works to celebrate each other's catalog, like Swiss was crying at the end of the joint. I saw him and Tim's. He was like, it was just a magical moment. So maybe if it's not what it planned out to be, but if he can get more of this, it makes him look good.
Man. We don't know how long niggas been harboring shit, man. He might see a nigga in the studio and really feel some type of way. Nigga play a diss record. Somebody might really feel some type of way.
Ooh.
Anybody, the niggas you naming the son. If you that's kumbaya it up. Jim and French play a diss the Jim and shit, and he really in his feelings and feel some kind of way.
It only take one time for somebody to something bad happen. You know, that's playing with fire. Just have niggas that play music, yo. Like somebody else can bring niggas together to solve beefs. It don't got to be verses on Apple.
Let Sway do it. Like
not on this platform. This isn't the It's gonna fuck up the platform. I think.
I agree with that.
Because if something would have happened, it was good. No more verses. I want verses.
Yeah, y'all thinking too negative for me, man.
Nothing. Bro, somebody died.
You can say I've been in rooms like that before. Nigga, we all from the hood. Like
it's like you said, you playing with fire, bro. Like
let's talk about somebody died, right? Now let's unpack that. And I got to give my kudos to Ant because I think you were right this whole time, right? Because I'm going back and listening to stories of what happened, right? So I didn't know. Remember we was talking about the guy that actually lost his life in a situation. I didn't know his name. So listen, watching the verses, the guy name was Pookie Loke.
Yeah, he said his name.
So I go, well, it sounds like he's gang affiliated. Then I go, if that was 15 years ago, why are we putting this on Jeezy? Why didn't his set go do anything? Why are we keep saying, why didn't Jeezy do anything?
Wait, so nobody did nothing. So now you're so now you're saying Jeezy don't got nothing to do with it?
No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is what I heard happen was Jeezy got on the radio, which is documented, and said 10 grand for the chain, right? And then Pookie Loke took it upon himself to say, hey, I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to bring the chain to Jeezy, and Jeezy's going to owe me 10 grand. Jeezy never told Pookie Loke to go do anything. Now, maybe it could have been cap, and that's how Jeezy got off. He was like, yo, I'm just capping on the radio. I ain't really mean nothing by it. Now, that's not saying that some associates of his took that to heart
serious,
and went and did it.
Well, if you go on the radio and said 10 grand for his chain,
I get it. But that's how he got off.
Y'all don't think that's a threat at all?
Yeah, but Jarrell, he got off with that though. It's all on audio.
He got off, but I'm not stupid.
If I heard it, I'm gonna take it. If I heard it,
I don't care if he got off for it. I'm not stupid.
Okay,
and the dude, his associate, tried to rob me, and I shot him.
I know, but and I go, if he's gang affiliated, and nobody has tried to get
why people ain't go back at him and shit,
right?
Like
so we can't just be like, oh, just Jeezy. Obviously, you would think a Prefla. I can't even say the word.
We don't know the details of everything. We don't know the details, bro. This nigga may not be gang affiliated. Like I don't know.
I don't even care.
So what? Bitch, my name Gotti. Bitch, I ain't in no fucking gang. Like
I don't
your name Gotti Loke, nigga.
Don't matter, bro. I'm from Jersey, bro.
I'm just saying.
There's a whole bunch of Lokes that ain't Crips and Bloods, bro, and Disciples and all that.
I'm just saying that
I know a white boy named Steve Loke.
I just saying, in order for Jeezy to get to where he want to go, because
Steve Loke, nigga.
He talked about Jeezy having a talk show, you know, possibly getting married. And like I say, in order for him to get to the next level, you got to let that other person get his shit off. It's just a good look for Jeezy, actually.
He said that, bro. He said I watched both of his interviews. I watched him and Ebro. I had to turn that shit off halfway because Ebro is annoying. But the Breakfast Club interview, he talked about that. Like, man, he had to be the bigger person, basically. You know what I'm saying? Even when he said his man name or whatever, bitch, he took that opportunity to be the bigger person.
Shit, don't you ain't got no choice but to be the bigger person, though. What's the alternative?
Somebody else dying and you losing everything. In a split second, you lose everything, bro.
So he understands that. Like when Gucci did all that shit on Verzuz, right? And when he said all that, and he couldn't do nothing but sit there and take it. What couldn't you say?
But then think about it, though. Like certain shit Gucci was even saying, though, you could tell with the mentality of him. Man. He said he got $5 million in jewelry on. And what Jeezy replied? What was Jeezy reply? Bitch, I own half Atlanta.
Real estate
shit. You feel me? Like, just think of the mindset. Like,
yeah.
Bitch, I got 10 bands on in clothes like my opponent. Like, bitch.
Well, that
Gucci whole thing was, I killed your man.
Yeah, exactly.
He give a fuck about none of that shit. That's what I'm saying. The energy, they two different energies, man.
And that's why
it's dangerous. I'm not saying that it's dangerous because I thought something was going to happen like on both sides, but
yeah, see,
just because Jeezy didn't want to do anything, that does not mean somebody on Gucci's side wouldn't did it.
Oh yeah, it probably would have went down on either side, in my opinion, bro. Because
don't know.
Yeah, but I guess that's why I don't think it's dangerous. Because if you had two Gucci mans, then yeah, that's dangerous. But as long as the one person knows they have too much to lose, like I can't see 50 Cent doing nothing dumb right now.
Oh no, I see one-sided shootouts all the time, nigga. No, absolutely not. No, sir. No. One person only one person has to be mad.
You know how I go when you was kid, when you got a bully fucking with you and you ignoring him, bitch, that make him madder. You feel me?
Only one person needs to be mad for something.
I'm not going to lie. Watching that joint, I remember we joked in the group like, yo, Swiss is back there sweating because it got to the point where Jeezy was like, all right, enough's enough. And Jeezy feel like, yo, we smoking the night. And I'm saying like, that was a real.
Yeah, when he said we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight, bitch, I said, oh,
it'd be
shit.
real uncomfortable.
Yep. But we had to expect that though. Come on, we expected a wild moment. I expected a wild moment like that. This is Gucci, man, bro. This is Gucci, bro.
Wow,
he wild, bro.
I guess Gucci. That's what I'm saying. So if you didn't expect that, and if something happened and the feed would have cut, everything would have been all gravy. Like it wouldn't have been no more verses. So like it was like for y'all, like to see that was worth it. To like that wasn't worth it to me.
But they signed it up. They promoted that to us.
I don't care who signed it up.
Well,
it could be their problem. I'm just saying it's not gonna be no verses. Like I want to see verses, bro.
Gucci said,
I don't care about beefs in hip hop.
Gucci said you extended olive branch, and I accepted. No disrespect.
After
he disrespected the shit out of him
for an hour and a half. Right.
That's what he said at the end. So Jeezy said in his words, bitch, I took that like that metaphor he gave me. I took that as like, okay, we can build from here.
I guess I'm looking at it differently. I think that Jeezy knew the disrespect was coming, and it was.
Yeah, he knew. He said he knew. Yeah. He said when he saw the two thrones, how he saw the two thrones, he said he kind of had a feeling. You know what I mean? It could be some of that in the air, bro. You got to watch the interview.
So if you Ja Rule, maybe this again, my brain just thinks differently. If you Ja Rule, you know 50's going to be the most disrespectful he can.
How many diss records do Ja got against 50 though? Like,
no,
that's just a random question. I'm asking.
I don't know, but I'm saying Ja Rule would be the Jeezy of the situation, where 50 would be the disrespectful.
Oh, he'll just be bombing on him. Okay.
And Ja will play his hits.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I get it.
Like Ja Rule gonna try to hit him to death. Man, 50 gonna be the ignorant one.
I think we should just stop thinking that shit gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
No, it's not.
50's never doing verses, bro. He'll do verses against like Chingy or some shit. Like,
and even if he did
he's scared of everybody, bro. You know his catalog's trash, bro.
I'm just saying, like, even if 50 did do a versus, it definitely would be against Ja. He think he's better than Ja. Like, he wouldn't do it against him anyway. Regardless of beef or no beef.
We're not getting a 50 Cent versus ever, bro. That's not gonna happen.
That nigga focus on like
TV.
On TV show.
For life. When Jeezy did therapy for my soul, that nigga said, "Oh man, I'm busy for life."
Yeah. He shouldn't be
shit.
focused on. I understand like people want these beefs to close for hip hop and it's part of history, whatever. 50. I would not give a fuck about Ja and Irv. And like he makes too much money. He does not have to worry about any of this shit.
But he be funny though. Like you said, he don't have to worry about him though. But when when Ja said to Joe on this little on Instagram Live, I'll battle 50. The next day, 50 on his Instagram put a will battle for 50 for food.
Oh, you know he gonna be petty. That's 50 Cent. That's 50,
me. So
that shit is hilarious though.
Like it got niggas confused. Like no,